Aww.
Someone get Ice Bear and horchata.
Look at him.
We'll have to solve this case ourselves! Yeah!
They're so cute and adorable. So, given my history on this channel, I think my urging taste is to review some rebooted, stylistic, and nowhere near as talked about content. Granted, it's been a minute due to circumstances.
You gonna work hard? So yes, sir! You gonna be committed? So yes, sir! Then jump down that hole!
I don't know, Captain. I just got these J's. They fresh out the box.
But I'm coming back in full force. Let's go! And what better way to start things off with a show that has a little bit of everything in what I love in a show called We Baby Bears. We Baby Bears follows this surge of rebooted shows that are more fit for younger audiences. While this formula has a very mixed reaction throughout the years of animation, there are some attributes that we can take in order to show the key to success. First, having some, emphasis on some, of the quirks that made the characters we love so much in the previous edition. Second is giving a different spin that can still be interesting to those who remember the series as well as draw new interests. Third, and honestly kind of combines the previous points, is building the bridge between two generations of fans. I believe these are very important because reboots should be used as a way to connect parents and or siblings. TMNT has done this wonderfully over the past 3 decades of their existence. The Looney Tunes have done it for damn near a century. I mean, just look at Space Jam. I'm sorry. Whew. But how do We Baby Bears fare with these points? Only one way to find out. When it comes to animation styles of rebooted IPs, it is certainly viewed to be the front cover that will be judged heavily. It is something that really makes or breaks the hype for it. When an announcement of a reboot is introduced, that is the first thing consumers look to see how much of a difference these characters are going to be portrayed. We Baby Bears is no different in this case, as they decide to go pretty big with the style choice, going for a more anime-inspired look which matches the amount of ecstatic nature of the show. I think that's a really good thing, considering the overall feel of We Baby Bears being drastically different from being the everyday slice of life that We Baby Bears offers to us. While we have seen baby-centric episodes in the original edition of We Baby Bears, there are some subtle differences to the new versions of these cubs, especially when it comes to the cuteness level. I also love the various designs of the worlds they go to as well. It feels like they really wanted to express the creativity of each world and present us with different adventures for these bears to have, which leads us to... Now this show still has a more episodic feel to it, much like its predecessor. However, there are some major differences when it comes to overall concept of the show. The main premise is when the boys are looking for a place to call their home. They are granted a magical boss to assist them in finding the perfect place for the brothers to find, which leaves them going from world to world. Yes, the entire premise of this is very simplistic, and that is probably an understatement. However, I think what helps elevate it more is the animation and some of the characters as well. The way they set up each story with the narrator is so great. Just him giving a simple yet interesting introduction to what the episode could be about in the beginning and a witty conclusion at the end really hits home for me. Being able to meet a variety of different characters that are, while simplistic, nice to the story and doesn't overstay their welcome. Also getting a good mix of action-packed scenes that makes this an enjoyable show to watch throughout it. Now when it comes to overall characters and what they bring to the table, I can't say there's a whole lot of interesting things about the characters themselves that we don't already know about with the main trio. They're just more childlike and expressive, though we do see different sides of them at times depending on the episode that makes them more interesting than they actually are. I can't say that there are significant differences between the bears compared to their counterparts. The side characters though, really give solid interactions with the main trio. Now, that's not saying that they have more layers and are more interesting, but the overall chemistry and interactions were very strong. The ones that I would like to make a note of are Squatter Otter, Madame Merlin, and her lovely little angel, Madeline.
You are mine!
Yikes. These characters in particular did have returns as the first season went on, and it's for good reason. With Squatter, he's got the mix of having that free spirit attitude, but being very kind-hearted as well. While the Fox duo are two peas in a pod with their insane obsession with Panda, giving that Team Rocket feel to them with a crap ton of aggression. The characters help one another with what they lack, and it helps keep the story that they tried to tell in each episode going. We Baby Bears does fill all those points of making a good reboot. It is stylistically more bold, but it works very well with how the new premise is presented. Plus, you still have the same bears in a younger perspective, with a large variety of characters that mesh greatly with the trio in each episode. The worlds that they enter are mostly unique, and bring in some interesting things for younger audiences to know. This is definitely something that I am excited to see more of personally. It makes the most out of a simplistic concept, and it is something that I tend to enjoy. I consider this to be one of the better attempts at reboots so far, heck, perhaps even the best. If you guys would like to see me review specific episodes, let me know in the comments. Until then, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.